And very cleverly, he avoids the question by pretending that he doesn't understand what racism is.
Got him!
Clearly, he understands what it is, but what he's saying here is it doesn't really matter as long as we're not willing to admit.
Yeah, because if you claiming not to be racist, like, what is your reason to want to have a segregated, you know what I'm saying? What is your reason to want to just have a whites only town? Whites only town finally gets what it deserves. I don't know what I'd be reacting to, y'all, but let's get this a boom, because that's crazy. Whites only town. It's 2025, bro.
Whites only town is being built in Arkansas. I didn't see this one coming.
Meet Eric Orval. He's the co-founder of RTTL, which is Return to the Land. This gentleman and a few other white families have purchased 150 acres in Arkansas and also some land in Missouri, and they want to separate themselves from the rest of us. If you're white, you're in. If you're black, you're considered whack. If you're Jewish, they can't do this. And if you're Asian, you can't persuade them. And if you're gay, not today. Yeah, pretty much if you're not white, straight, and Christian, you just can't get into the club.
Damn!
And recently, he pulled up to TMZ to basically confront a pretty interesting interview about his beliefs. It was pretty long, but I want to highlight the most important parts of it.
You know, first of all, this dude looks super weird. Is he even human? Like, this looks like a reptilian in disguise. Look at him, bro. He look like 100% pure German. Like, that's crazy.
It's interesting. I'm hearing you that you want this kind of purist European culture and that it doesn't necessarily define you as racist, but the people you attract, whether you are or not, may well be hardcore racists. I mean, fair?
I still don't really know what you mean by racist. Valuing race in itself, I don't think there's any moral problem with that. Mistreating people because of their race, there's a problem there, sure.
Now, in
he got a point. I'm not gonna lie. What he's trying to do, I'm not gonna say, like, I understand, like, the United States is a place where it's a mixing pot. Like, it's a place of multiple religions, multiple skin tones, different cultures. Like, everything is just mixed up. But once you leave this land, once you leave the United States and go to other places, literally in most countries, people all look the same. If you go to Asia, there's gonna be a lot of Asians. You go to Africa, you're gonna see majority black people. You know what I'm saying? United States is really the only place where everything is mixed up, and you know, you got a lot of interracial, and it causes chaos. It's like putting a pit bull and a Rottweiler in the same cage and expecting them to behave. Like, it's not gonna happen. I'm against what he's trying to do, you know what I'm saying? Because this is United States, we're united. That's the reason why it's called United, you feel me? But I get what he's saying, though.
In this case, basically, the man is asking him, listen, we understand that you guys want to move away from the rest of the world who's not like you, but don't you consider that to be racist? And very cleverly, he avoids the question by pretending that he doesn't understand what racism is.
Got him!
Clearly, he understands what it is, but what he's saying here is it doesn't really matter as long as we're not willing to admit.
Yeah, because if you claiming not to be racist, like, what is your reason to want to have a segregated, you know what I'm saying? What is your reason to want to just have a whites only town? You have to have some type of hatred or some discomfort with the other race. I'm not saying that you want to hurt them, because that's not what you said is like harming people that be racist. No. Being racist can be just not liking somebody because of who their skin tone or stereotyping them. I feel like if you want a whites only town, you're stereotyping a lot of people, because if you ran into me, bro, I'd be a cool, laid back dude. I'm not loud. I'm not ghetto. None of that. You know what I'm saying? But if you see me in person, you'll just be like, okay, I don't want to be around him. I got black people fatigue, whatever they call that bullshit. But I understand.
Admit that we just want to be by ourselves, and that's the most important thing. So why is it racist? Like, why is somebody racist for wanting to do that? And he said that pretty much in an interview. So the interviewer decides to kind of rebuttal the question from a different position.
But you say valuing people because of their race. A lot of people would say you're devaluing people because of their race.
Well, just like to be something, you have to not be other things. To value something, you have to value it above other things. So if you value, Jewish identity and the Jewish people, then by default, you're going to value them above non-Jewish people.
And so he says, well, listen, there are many people who love themselves more than they love other people. To be something means that you can't be the other thing. That's true for somebody who says they're Jewish or somebody who says they're black. But the problem with this argument is it also eliminates people. Like, you can be certain things at the same time. Just because you're not white doesn't mean that you couldn't be gay. Or just because you're black doesn't mean that you shouldn't be Christian. It's pretty much of a bad faith argument as to what he's trying to accomplish, but I get it. He just doesn't want to be around us. So he loves himself and his other people more than he loves integration, which that is his prerogative. And you'd be surprised who agrees with him.
It's been an uptick in racism.
I mean, I'm gonna say this, and when it comes to stuff like this, I have to bring it up. I have to bring this very important thing up. Black people, I love my people to death. I'm black, but we do that, bro. We say black power, you know what I'm saying? But when a person say white power, everybody get offended. He's racist. No, they just love their race. We love our black natural afros. We love our black skin, black girl magic, black history. You know what I'm saying? I'm black and I'm proud. So when they do it, you know what I'm saying, it'd be like everybody throw the race card. No, they just, hey, they love their white skin. They love the skin they in. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect it. Just, they might not like what we do, but that's the thing, y'all. We can't play victim with everything. If we doing it, they can do it too. That's just what it is.
Since Trump, y'all know that. Y'all know. Y'all seen that they building a whites only town. I want to say it's in Ozark or something like that.
No,
in Missouri.
A whites
Ozark
only
in
town.
Missouri. I don't know. Only Ozark I know
wild.
is the Netflix show. I never heard of Ozark before that. But they building a whites only town, and it's a white creator on here. I'm gonna post his picture. He was so flabbergasted. Oh, it's 2025. We shouldn't be doing that. Yes, the fuck they should. And please build more. Please build more. Let us know who you are, because I want to know that I don't need to fuck with you.
Now, clearly you have people such as this lady who's from the black community like, look, we glad you gonna stay over there. We want to know exactly who you are. And you know what? I gotta be honest to say I applaud people like this. And the reason why, it's not because of their position. It's because of their willingness to stand firm in their ground, to say, hey, listen, this is really what we believe. We don't really want to be around you, and we're not trying to pretend to be around you. But hey, this is what we think. We believe this. And I think that's fair, because so many times as blacks or minorities, we get around people who we think that we're past that zone, which is racism and prejudice, and only to find out later.
Bro, that's a boy. That is a man, Damon. This is a grown man.
That this same person is
Nothing wrong
talking
with that,
behind
I
your
guess.
back, calling you this, calling you that, or is behind you struggling and something like that. So it's pretty good to understand that you know exactly how the person feels and they want to move very, very far away. And then there's also another problem with this whole situation.
So a certain segment of the black community is up in arms. Tell me something I don't know. They're upset at the fact that a group called Return to the Land has set up an all-white settlement in an area of Arkansas. This group is now working on setting up another settlement in an area in Missouri. Now, I'm not one for segregation, believe me, but I believe I'll live next to whoever wants to live next to me. And if they don't, that's their business. But let's not act like black people haven't been segregating themselves for years.
But wait, it gets worse.
Let's not forget, a couple years ago, Ashley Scott and Renee Walters got together and created their own community, their own black community. They wanted to create generational wealth and keep their legacy and culture. So I'm confused. What's the problem when the white people want to do it? And I know what you're going to say. You're going to try to bring up history and that victimization mentality. We're not doing that. We are not doing that. That happened many years ago. We're talking about...
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't care I don't care if you don't like what I'm about to say. People like this, people like Anton Daniels, the people that say the victimization mindset, all of this nonsense, bro. Slavery was 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, Emmett Till will still be alive today. Understand this. This is not something that happened 300 years ago. Don't listen to that. This is just, my mom was going through this. Like, my mom was born in, 59, 69? Like, this stuff still was going on, bro. It's still around. I see racist things happen all the time where I live at. This is not, they may not be beating us, but still, it's just not something you just drop and forget. And we're equal now, because we're not. I stay in Michigan. You understand? If you go to any workplace, everybody that's in the top office is Caucasian and Asian. That's it. You're not gonna see no black people, bro. So all this equality and we got the equal rights and we have the opportunity. Yeah, we go to school and all that, but who's gonna hire you? Like I said, they have black fatigue. You're getting stereotyped most of the time. I hate when people say this. The victim mindset. No one's playing victim. It's just you can see it clear as day. I stay in a state where it don't matter who you are, bro. The jury, you could go to court about the dumbest thing. It's gonna be 85% Caucasian jury every time, bro. Every single time. So you can't tell me, yeah, I don't want to hear that BS, bro.
Now.
So both of these are black creators on TikTok who are saying, listen, these white people have every right to move away from blacks. Because why? Nobody says it's the wrong thing when blacks do it. Now, again, when you listen to an argument like this, it seems that the argument is based in meritocracy and parity, but unfortunately, it's not. You see, the reasons why whites want to be away from blacks, it's not a power issue, okay? It's not an abuse issue. I don't think that none of these whites can say that I want to be away from blacks or Hispanics or Jews or gays, because I feel like, I'm in danger. I hit a ceiling in my career. No. You want to know what the reasoning that he used? Well, I'm tired of this system failing in the LGBTQ. Those are the arguments. Now, typically when blacks moved away from whites, like we have in Mound Bayou, Mississippi, it was to create their own city away from oppression. And that's why Mound Bayou was the first black city in the country. And what you saw in Mound Bayou was something that you ended up seeing in other places, such as Haiti in North Carolina. We also saw this in Tulsa with Black Wall Street. The ability of blacks to fund their own situation, start their own businesses, start their own social groups for fear of discrimination. And eventually we already know what happened with Mound Bayou and Haiti in North Carolina, Raleigh districts and Tulsa. They ended up doing what the blacks feared, which is destroying them. These white people are not oppressed. Black people still leave the United States out of that fear. Now, we don't have to say that that fear is qualified in your honest opinion, but many blacks do it for many reasons. I live in the continent of Africa, and many strong pro-blacks have left the United States out of some level of fear.
In Africa?
All right? Because of oppression. They feel like they have more opportunity in Africa than they do there. And that's the same reason why blacks wanted to buy the land to basically build their own communities. It was not because they hated whites or they were trying to preserve their blackness because of the same reasons why the whites are. No, the whites are doing it for a completely different reason. And I believe within that reason, there is a superiority complex, and that's why they're also doing it, because they believe that their culture could be better than somebody else's. They could be inferred in that, and that's typically what traditional races think. So when you get blacks arguing on, this particular side of the coin, they're trying to say, well, the blacks are doing it, nobody says anything, and now the whites are doing it. But
I mean, to be honest, my city already has a white-only town. I mean, I'm not. If there are any black people in that town, it's probably like 2 or 3, in my opinion. I don't really see them. It's called East Grand Rapids. There's a lot of it's wealthy people, doctors, lawyers, mansions, and I mean that's pretty much. They have their own police. You know what I'm saying? Their own ice cream parlors, their own lakes, everything, bro. Their own high school, track, all that, everything, bro. So, I mean, you have that in the suburbs already, but this guy's really trying to build a white-only town. Like it's just. Like, you're not allowed to go there if you black. See, I could drive through the city when I'm talking, the part of the city I'm talking about. With them, it's like, yo, stop your vehicle. You're not allowed to come in here. Like, that kind of comes off kind of racist to me. I'm going to be honest. Now, we have the freedom to just drive through it. You feel me? Cool. But, like, or the only white people can stay in the town. But you could, as a black person, you could go there, shop, and leave or whatever. But the fact that you just, like, set a border, you know what I'm saying, where black people can't even come in, or any race in that matter, like that's crazy.
But you're not arguing from the same position, which I feel is completely negligent and irresponsible. But wait, there's more. Mr. Arval is quite active on X. He says this: we've been blown away by the level of support. White Americans want and deserve our own spaces, and we're going to do what it takes to secure them.
Seeing this
if
coming,
you use
man.
Ethereum or USDC and you want to support me to keep it up, here's this long thing there. He also says the same thing. Some folks have expressed that they'd like to donate through Bitcoin and Tether. Bitcoin, thanks for the support. It's needed and appreciated. Now, this is interesting. When you want to start your own community, you do so by begging for donations. This is different from when our ancestors did it in Black America. You see, we couldn't sit back and beg for support on Twitter and get money on our Bitcoin for free from random white folks that we didn't know to build what we want to see. No, you build what you want to see by actually doing the hard work, establishing commerce, establishing, the things in the city, like what happened in Mount Bayou. But clearly, Mr. Arval is not doing so. At the same time, he wants to be away from the rest of the world, but at the same time, he doesn't have any money to fund his dreams. So he's no different than any other scammer out there, in my honest opinion. You want somebody else to pay for your segregation. When the blacks did it, we had to pay for our own separation. And many of us who come to any part of the world, be it Uganda, be it Ghana, people are...
All right, y'all, I heard enough, man. But before I go, I do want to say this. I think this all started, like this whole black fatigue, we want to get our own space and all that. This all started with that one lady that cussed that little kid out, bro. And I'm going to run the clip real quick, and I'm gonna try to blur out as much.
The child? Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him a Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again? Okay.
But that clip right there started everything. That woman got donations from white people. They were saying, like, we have black fatigue. Yes, we're finally back and all this. Like, they're going back to, just saying that word and just being mean. And, they got black fatigue, bro. And I feel like the separation is getting even worse. It's getting crazy. We just in a crazy time right now in the world, bro. So, thanks for watching, y'all. Hey, they want to get their own little city, let them do it, bro. We got to build our own, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you are Caucasian and you follow me, I love you, bro. Hope you love me too. I have no problem with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm a cool dude. It is what it is, man. I love y'all. I'll catch y'all on the next one.